Hello everybody and welcome back to my Sims 4 save file series. If you like the video, feel free to let me know down below, or if you're new to the channel and find yourself coming back on the regular, feel free to subscribe. You're already coming back anyways. So let's get right into this fucking wild household. The first thing you're gonna notice is, Minx, why the fuck does this house look richer than the rest of them when this is the low income neighborhood? Alright, so let's get into that first. That is because this is kind of a house that's a bit representative of an issue that's currently going on that I don't personally like, which is the idea of people going to these really old houses and renovating them to look a lot more modern. It's a trend that I've been watching on TikTok for like 5 fucking years at this point, a million years, and I hate it. I hate every second of it. Because I fucking hate modern architecture so much. But this house is kind of representative of that, and I thought, who better than the woman that cheated on Archer to shove in this household? Because I don't really fuck with that very much. I don't like cheaters. Obviously, who does? But so this family is a mess, and let me get into that next. Brittany, who was the wife of Archer Boone and had 2 kids with him, was a really well-renowned teacher, and people loved her during this time. She was a teacher, she was a professor who made quite a bit of money. Now, I know they aren't actually paid a lot, but let's say in this world they are. And her and Archer bought this house a long time ago. And this is where the red flags kind of first started popping up. She started renoing this house when Archer didn't really fuck with that very much. He didn't really like the changes to this house that they had bought together, because it wasn't exactly his dream for this house to be renovated the way it was. He just wanted to fix the problems with it, because when you get really like old houses like this, a lot of the time they have roofing problems, they have water issues, electrical issues that are really expensive, and all of that did get fixed. However, this was also a historical house in the town that recently went up for sale, and she fucking changed everything. Everything that gave it character, and there's still little hints of that character in the house. I did a lot of environmental storytelling in this house. You can see a lot of these historical pictures from when this house was a historical site, and even above the mailbox, I changed the number plate to the word plate, and that's because that plaque had to stay on the house legally, just due to it being a historical building. Don't mind me fucking up the Sims 3 camera. It happens all the time. But Brittany cheated on Archer with a guy named Vincent Mason. And Vincent Mason, albeit very attractive, turned out to be a crime lord after she had already left Archer for him, took Archer's kids and Archer's house, which is why he lives in the trailer right now, because they had just recently gone through a divorce. She finally got Vincent moved in. He's like, hey, just to let you know, I'm a fucking crime lord, alright? And, obviously, red flags all around. And Brittany had gotten fired from her teaching job for publicly having an affair with Archer. And nobody really likes Brittany anymore for obvious reasons. So she decided herself, hey, I need money to support the kids that I have. So I will also become a crime lord. For that quick, easy, a lot of money. And so that's exactly what happened. Brittany and Vincent are now... Vincent has been involved with this fucking crime ring for years, like since he was young. And Brittany has bit off a lot more than she can chew, but she's just kind of faking it till she makes it, okay? And her kids have no idea, obviously. She's not going to want to tell them that, because despite not being a great person, the one thing I'll give her is that she really cares about her kids. And she wants to provide for them a big house, a good life, and yeah. Also, I wanted to note, in the little bit of environmental storytelling that I told here, that her kids are iPad kids. All right, they're iPad kids. She's way too busy being a fucking criminal mastermind to take care of her kids fully. But she's trying. She's trying her best. And so you'll notice that in the bedroom and in the living room, like a little bit scattered throughout the house, you'll see little hints of this. Where you'll find a couple of mischief books, like criminal books around the house. But, you know, a lot of the time it gets played off as like, oh, we're just researching, yada, yada, yada. That can get played off pretty easily. You'll notice in the bedroom that there are still pictures of Sulani from when Archer and Brittany had gone on honeymoon with each other before the kids were even fucking born. Because she loves those pictures. And honestly, I would say at this point, she really fucking misses Archer. She still even has, like, the sad emotions of having a divorce and a broken heart, etc. But you reap what you fucking sow, okay? And oh god, I really wanted to not only have those characters that you can go to and be friends with, I also wanted to make characters that are good, like written wise, stuff like that, but you fucking hate them. Like, it's very important to have both the good and the bad, and this is a very good example of the bad. Sorry, that was a lot of talking. I think I forgot to breathe through like half of it. But her kids love her very much, but she is a very, very messy mom. And you know what? Some people just fucking have messy moms. I had a messy mom. But you'll also notice in the bedroom that there is a baseball bat, which is something earned in the criminal career. I also believe I put a bag of money there, as well as some other, like, not directly, like, criminal career-related hints. Like, she has a very expensive box of jewelry, which could just be some steals that she's kept for herself. You'll notice, like, little spatters of pretty expensive shit here and there. And also I mother-loaded the hell out of her, because they're, despite how terrible it is, they're very good at being criminals, alright? Especially Vincent. But you'll notice a little bit later on, I started adding a criminal addict. Attic. Jesus Christ. And, oh god. I forgot to record making the criminal addict, but I'll leave it unrecorded. I decided to leave it unrecorded, just so you can figure out the attic yourself fully. But a basic rundown of it is there are two sides to the attic. One, it's split by a wall, and on one side of the attic, you just have normal attic stuff. Thank God I got the basement DLC. And then there is a door that is fully locked. Nobody can get into it except for Brittany and Vincent. And on the other side of that door, you will find a drug table, you'll find stolen artwork, stolen statues, you will find so much incriminating shit. Because there's not really anywhere else to put it. They don't really have a basement. They don't really have anywhere to put it other than a spot where they know their kids won't see it. And obviously, nobody expects a fucking teacher to be a criminal, alright? Like, it's not the first thing that comes into your mind when looking at a fucking college professor, okay? Well, a lot of them tend to be pretty based. Vincent, being who he is, they're kind of on the rocks right now, but they're like at this point, she got fully engaged to him before this affair came out. And she has completely flipped her life upside down, Brittany has, and she really doesn't know what to do other than to keep going with the path she's going because it's able to quickly get her kids stable, give them stability and a good home and things like that. But she's just like very emotionally kind of fucked right now. Another thing that I really wanted to add to this house, as you notice, there's tons of pictures of historical figures, things like that. But I also didn't want to clutter it too much because I wanted it to be sterile. I wanted it to look sterile. I wanted it to look like a house that you would live in due to the size and how clean it is. But despite like a couple of the games that they play with their kids and things like that, and a couple of like the books scattered around for a bit of storytelling, you'll notice there's not a lot of clutter. And that was done on purpose. Because she's very like, everything needs to be clean. Everything needs to look like as unlived in as possible. Aside from like a couple of family memories and a couple of these pictures from when this house was old as fuck because they look cool. And yeah, so that's what I did. And I'll say she especially also has favoritism with her kids. Her daughter, who looks more like her and acts more like her, is her favorite. And you could tell a little bit by the bedrooms. Her daughter has the extra bathroom for like her hair and stuff like that, which is definitely reasonable, mind you. But the son looks a lot like Archer, and she really doesn't like fuck with that because, you know, she's emotionally kind of a goner. And yeah, Clayton and Donna are little cutie pies. I love them to death. But Brittany definitely has favoritism for Donna. Because she always wanted to have a girl, and she never really cared for having a boy. And the boy turned out looking a lot like the man that she's had an affair with and cheated on. And so, despite her not really showing it extremely outwardly, she does definitely prefer Donna. Which, hate it for Clayton. Yeah, that's kind of the mess of this family. I didn't really use a script, so I'm sorry if this voiceover is a little bit messy, but I'm still experimenting with this channel, still trying new things. So let me know if you prefer me just kind of going on a ramble about these households and trying my best to cover everything, or have a light scripting, like my last 3 videos. Because I have a very bad memory, so jotting a lot of things down for myself is really helpful. But this house was so just prominent in my brain that I didn't really need any notes or jotting downs of things to keep myself oriented in what I wanted to say. And also, this is the last thing I really wanted to mention. It doesn't really have to do with the Sims 4 build or the Sims 4 file. It's just kind of me. You guys haven't really gotten to know me yet, so I figured I would talk about that a little bit. Obviously, what you do know about me is that I love to draw, because I made and I rigged my own VTuber model. And she's almost fully complete now. And I do really want to debut her and do a showcase of her, but I'm still learning a lot of how to puppet her and how to use her in the way that she deserves to be used. So I'm kind of experimenting with her, as well as coming up with a lot of streaming assets, because I do plan on becoming a streamer as well. And I kind of wanted to let you guys know. I'll explain it further in a different video that I plan on doing next week. But now that we're done with this first neighborhood in Willow Creek, I do want to take I've decided for a couple of videos now that once a neighborhood is complete in the save file, I'm going to take a little bit of a break from The Sims 4 because the way my brain works is that if I keep doing the same thing over and over and over again, I'll get tired of it real quick and I'll burn out and I won't touch it for like a year. So I figured that after every neighborhood, I would kind of give myself a little bit of a break, not really worry about posting a video for 2 weeks, because I tend to do videos ahead of time, as I've mentioned before, where I kind of mass record for the Sims 4 save file series, because I fucking love building in the Sims 4, so I can do that without kind of burning myself out on it. But if I take a whole week break, I probably won't upload the week after. So this video is going to be going up this week, so the next 2 weeks there probably won't be an upload. And that's just to kind of keep my brain refreshed and keep doing other things, because I'm working on a lot of things right now and coming up with new intros for the videos. There's a lot happening, as well as I work. I do in fact touch grass, I promise. But yeah, no, I figured I would touch on that a little bit. I do plan on making a video that will be posted next week that's going to be a little bit more in-depth on me and the actual, like, full-blown content I want to create. The Sims 4 has kind of just been a launching pad for me to get into the groove of editing videos again, using DaVinci Resolve again, and just kind of getting used to everything. And I've been yapping your ear off, so I am going to let you enjoy the rest of this video, and next week will not be a Sims 4 upload. It will be a kind of just almost like a just chatting, like an update for the channel, a welcome to the channel, things like that, so you guys can get to know me a little bit better. In the week after, there's probably not going to be an upload, just to kind of give my brain a bit of a break from Sims 4 for like 2 weeks. But yeah, no, I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Make sure to drink water, take your medicine, and I'll see you in the next one.